As a lot of you probably know, I am Keeoh's video editor, and we just recently posted the 100,000 subscriber special over to his channel. I wanted to make some content around this just because I'm very proud of this video. It's probably my best edit I've done for Keeoh, and it is a pretty interesting one, just given how complex the timeline is and the project in general. So I wanted to talk about a few things on the timeline and jump into the project file for this video. Before I get started, if you guys are new around here and you haven't already, consider hitting that subscribe button if you guys want to see more behind the scenes of not only Keeoh's content, but also a lot more editing style content, as well as editing challenges and some more exciting content coming soon. Also, if you guys want to see behind the scenes to these YouTube videos, as well as more in-depth editing and some gaming fun times, be sure to check out my Twitch links down below, twitch.tv/AvesTV, where I'm live almost every day. Okay, so here is the timeline for the 100,000 subscriber special over on Keeoh's channel. On first look, it probably looks pretty crazy, especially because there's so many different colors happening, and that is the main thing I got questions about on Twitter. So I'll really quickly go over what each color means. It's very simple. Coloring just helps me stay a little bit more organized and know, like, oh, this is a Valorant clip, so I need to make it this color and put it on this spot in the timeline. So basically, blue is going to be the intro montage. Mango is going to be the voiceover for the Overwatch section. Dark green is going to be the voiceover for the Fortnite section. Purple is going to be the voiceover for the Valorant section. Tan is going to be the outro montage. Anything that's like this regular blue color is technically unlabeled. That's just the default color of video. And then this is the default color for audio sources in Premiere Pro. So anything that's that color is just other like miscellaneous stuff. Like this is Keeoh on camera. All of the Valorant clips should be this yellow color. For the most part, I tried to stay organized. Once I hit this point in the timeline, it was like 4 or 5 in the morning. So it was definitely getting kind of late and things were starting to get a little less organized. Then moving on to Fortnite, anything that's this lavender color is going to be a Fortnite clip. And then, like I said, anything here is going to be something specific. So for instance, this Tim host, I did not label as a Fortnite clip because it was kind of a more like special added element, not just a clip while he's talking or a clip for a montage section specifically. And then we come to Overwatch, and anything this forest color is going to be an Overwatch clip. And same thing, you know, it's not perfect, but for the most part, it really helps me, especially with the voiceover part. That was the main part that I wanted to keep very organized to make sure that I knew what was happening on the timeline. For an edit like this specifically, especially because it's narrative and there's a story behind it, you need the music to help that pacing and to help progress through the story and evoke those emotions that are in the story. So not only am I extending songs, so you see areas like this where the same area of the song is repeated multiple times. That's just for timing for the drop of this song specifically, so that the drop of this song works out really well with where this voiceover ends and where this little montage section begins.
And then when I actually did it, that's how I got my first few thousand followers.
So you see the drop of the song hits perfectly. If I wouldn't have extended the song, the drop would have hit like midway between the voiceover, and that wouldn't have worked nearly as well as it did. I did a lot with the music, and you can see that not only in the levels, but also I did a lot of making songs longer or shorter, or the absence of music in an area that's a lot more serious like this.
I was getting everything going. The one part that I didn't upgrade, my graphics card, broke. This was probably one of the most pivotal moments in my streaming career.
And this part right here is the most serious part of the video. It's very endearing. I've heard a lot of people that have teared up during this section. It's definitely very emotional and very somber feeling. And then it quickly picks back up, and that's why you see this music come back in, but it comes back in slowly to stay in that moment. Not only can visual and audio being present help evoke emotion, but also the abrupt absence of that can really strike you. And
graphics card broke.
That's kind of what I did here.
This was probably,
it works really well. Then moving on a little bit, you know, I did a lot where you would see a video source before you heard the audio for it. So this is a perfect example of that.
By Tim the Tapman for over 20,000 viewers.
Hey look, Mr. Dude.
So you actually see the beginning of this clip before you hear the clip, and I do that a lot. But you see here, as it's playing, you still hear the voiceover, and then it switches over in the moment where you need to hear the audio, because this part of the audio is not important in this clip.
I hit Radiant for the very first time.
Keeoh,
Wait, did you get it?
Okay.
Let's go, dude! Oh my gosh! Officially claiming the...
And I think this helps with the pacing a lot too. It kind of carries you between, before Radiant and after you hit Radiant, kind of bridges that gap a little bit. There are some instances where I'm like covering parts of the screen. Like I forgot to disable my vidIQ when I got this shot. So I just got a color matte that's the same color, and it just makes it look a lot cleaner. I did that a few times. And then I did a lot of this kind of stuff when there was stuff that is not the right resolution. I do this a lot anyway, and this is how I edit a lot of TikToks as well, is I just put a nice camera blur on there. You see the background actually moving, but this is basically just scaled way up, has a little bit of blur on it, and then it actually moves to just kind of make it look a little better. And then I scaled up this tweets. There was another, this immortal area here. I decided to zoom in on just the match history and again make it move, and then I actually added a little rotation on this. Just little things, it would have been fine if it's just completely stationary on the screen. It would have looked fine, and honestly it probably would have been fine to also have it on a screen like this, but you see this just kind of pops a little bit more, and then the movement kind of gets your attention a little bit of what to look at and to read this tweet and stuff. The most impressive thing probably on this timeline is how I used the music and timed it really well with everything. And that's just a lot of experience of doing this, because I've done a ton of editing like this in my traditional experience. The last thing I will talk about real quick that I might get some questions about is this mask that I did here for the 100K. There's a few different ways you can do this. The first idea I had to do this was to just go into After Effects. So that's why you see that this is actually a linked composition. So I have After Effects here open. All I did was put the 100K over top the clip, and then toggled this until I see track matte and hit alpha matte. And then that's where you get this effect here. And then to transition into it, I duplicated the clip without the track matte and just faded it out. So all it's doing is animating the opacity to fade out, and then that reveals the track matte layer underneath. And then to finish it off, I wanted to go to a full white 100K at the end. So I duplicated the 100K layer with no track matte or anything, and then animated this opacity to go from 0 to 100, and then it covers up the track matte. So very simple, but it looks really good, I think. And it is something that you can do inside Premiere, but for me, it was just easier to open After Effects real quick. One more thing I'll talk about real quick is this little area right here at the beginning. It's probably my favorite area of the entire edit, of when this music drops out, he says thank you, and then it comes into this.
In order to start off this story properly, we have to go back about 5 years from now. October 27th, 2015. A game called Overwatch released in...
So not only did I time the music really well with the reveal of the Overwatch logo, but I also did a lot with some sound design here. So I have a build-up sound followed by that impact sound.
October 27th,
perfectly fades out with the fade in of the music. It's just, all it is this clip playing, and then it starts reversing, and then it transitions to a bunch of rewinding clips. So all I do is open the speed and duration, make it fast, and then reverse the speed. That's literally all I'm doing, and then it just cuts between a bunch of different ones that are slowly going further back in Keeoh's history. So I wanted to go Valorant, Fortnite, Overwatch, boom. Let's start now, because this is present, and this is where we need to start the story, is basically kind of the idea I had behind this little part here.
Go back about 5 years from now. October 27th.
And then we start with when Overwatch came out. So I think that works really well to bridge the gap between, we have 100,000 subscribers, and this is where I started, and let's transition that. I also wanted to talk a bit about how Keeoh and I collaborated on this, because he actually not only edited some of this, but we were also working together in a Discord call for most of this edit. Most of the time, I'm editing Keeoh's videos alone without him, and he doesn't even see most of the edits until they're live on YouTube these days. I mostly just edit and then upload the videos myself, But for this video, because it was so important and because it was so involved with getting all kinds of different sources from all kinds of different places, I definitely needed Keeoh's help, and he wanted to help and make sure that it was exactly how both of us wanted it and both of us saw it when we talked about planning this out and getting the process going of editing this 100,000 video. So at this point, there was a little bit more I wanted to talk about, but Keeoh actually ended up rating me. So the rest of this video is mostly about that and not too much about the 100,000 video. Oh my God, Keeoh! Oh my God, the chat! Oh my God, the chat!
This is a tasty burger.
Oh my God, so many follows. Oh God. Oh my goodness. This couldn't have been better timed because I'm currently recording a video talking about the 100K video. So if you guys have any questions about the 100,000 video that we posted today, ask away because this is going into a YouTube video. So this is actually perfect. We're talking about this timeline right now. Can I get a yeah? This video actually took about 16 hours. Somewhere around there. 14 hours maybe is a little bit more accurate. But I'm gonna say 16. Bigger number, better person, right? That's what they say. A lot of the time spent on this video was finding everything we needed and getting organized and stuff. Yeah, we did have a lot already together. And we still needed a lot more and had to search for some stuff. Hey, we hit 2,500 followers. Thank you guys so much. That's huge, Fogs. That's awesome. So that is how the 100K special came to be. If you guys have any more questions, leave them down in the comments. Otherwise, I'll see you guys in the next one. Until then, do the right thing. Good vibes only. Shout out to me, VR, for the follow, and never stop creating. Peace.